Given the changing market dynamics, including the increase in messaging traffic, the shift from P2P traffic to A2P traffic, mobile operators are looking for more efficient ways in order to deliver message end-to-end. We speak with mobile operators worldwide, and we still see a trend that messaging, text messaging in general, is still doubling year over year in some particular markets and some well-developed markets as well. So as I start looking at the dynamic as messaging traffic increasing, I'm also seeing actually the cost of delivering that message end-to-end is also increasing as well. So the need for the operator to continue to drive the CapEx, but the OpEx cost of that message end-to-end is rather important. So again, we start to see actually a trend where applications and applications built on the messaging services such as SMS is again rather important. Premium messaging, when it launched actually from an application to person sense, weather alerts, jokes, the ability to receive information actually as you're out and about throughout your day has been rather important. But additionally so, being able to leverage some of these additional applications on top of that where it was rather important, such as, more enterprise class applications, a vacation alert type of application where, in fact, actually I can inform my colleagues that, I'm not available right now. It's tied to my calendar, for example, is what users are looking for. In the first generation, it was network-defined control. The operator delivered the message end-to-end as the network actually saw the message. In this next wave that we're seeing from the market, the user definition is actually of the utmost important. While A2P traffic and premium messaging represent a great revenue opportunity for mobile operators and carriers, it also represents a complexity of messaging from a network perspective. As we start seeing actually the increase in the usage of application messaging, we're also starting to see actually an increase in the number of spam that's coming across from a P2P scenario, from an A2P scenario especially. So operators, as they start opening up their network for, as I was saying earlier, for more user-defined control, more for user-defined actually applications, they also need to now protect their networks. So there's the common theme of user-defined control was user-defined control, operator permitting. They're also wanting to evolve their networks practically, and practically in a sense actually in line with the principles that IMS are starting to define, and along with the principles that the Open Mobile Alliance is defining as well as a new standardization for converged IP messaging infrastructure. The set of common requirements that we're talking about here, the operators are defining as Mobile Messaging 2.0. So what is Mobile Messaging 2.0? It's a set of common requirements that are and principles that are starting to define actually common tiers working across all media types. So all media types being SMS, MMS, voicemail, instant messaging, for example. It's the horizontal components, and horizontal components working across all these media types as well. So they're functional components that are well-defined, reusable, a set of open interfaces, not IN, not SS7, not IN7, and greater intelligence at the edge. So as we started to see in the broadband networks, edge routing, the same actually goes for edge routing inside the mobile operators networks. We're starting to see this need starting to evolve from tearing down the monolithic systems of large SMSCs to go with edge routing and simple, lightweight SMS routers, for example. At Airwide, we've been evolving this infrastructure, and we've defined actually this architecture at Airwide as Fusion. Fusion is the deconstruction or decomposition of these silos, the silos of messaging. What we've done is we've introduced this horizontal architecture where we've broken the monolithic SMSC that we've had for the last 14 years into common horizontal components. What we're doing right now is we're starting to now introduce and overlay multimedia messaging on top of the text messaging infrastructure to try to drive cost out of the infrastructure for the operator so that in fact actually they can get greater reuse out of the elements that they're putting in their network in order to drive the CapEx costs down and more importantly the continuing OpEx costs that they're starting to see. So at Airwide, this is not an aspirational task. This is in fact actually elements that we have delivered upon in the last 2 years, and our customer base is starting to realize the cost benefits and the revenue generation from the infrastructure that we put in their network today.